All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing now 1F. 1F is to do with graphing, but before you start graphing, you actually need to do a few of the algebra stuff once again. Now, it's asking you, decide if a point is on the line. So I'm doing example 15. Now, the equation we have at the moment that's written on there is called this. It looks like this. Plus 1. Now, it's asking us, does the point -2, 7 lie on that point? Well, of course, I don't know, because how do we know? Well, all you need to do is basically substitute the value of x into that equation to get the y value. So for instance, our y, well, -2, 7. Now, -2, 7, what does that mean? That means x equals to -2, y equals to 7. So if I type in the equation 3x minus bracket, -2 plus 1, does that equal to 7? If it equals to 7, the answer is correct. Okay, now you may come across some weird stuff like this. Not a problem. That's another way of writing an equation. It's just that at the moment, x and y are both on one side, where the ones before, y is on one side, x is on the other side, after a bit of transferring. So you've got x and y, and we've been given a pair of coordinate points. X is -2, y is 7. Well, what do we do here? You substitute the value of x and y into the equation. Nothing new there. There's hardly any, work to be done here. Times 7. Now, that equation equals 1. Does this equal to 1? The answer is, well, it equals 10, so it doesn't work. No. Therefore, this is not on the line. Example 15, completed. Okay, right. Find the gradient of this equation. Okay, now we've got a bit of a problem. Find the gradient of the equation here. Gradient. Now remember, if your equation is written as y equals to mx plus c format, I need you all to understand that the value for m is the gradient. So for example, if you have been given 2x minus 1, well, guess what? The gradient immediately can tell is 2. Now let's assume you've been given like -6x plus 1. Well, guess what? Your gradient should be -6. Positive gradient means goes uphill. Negative gradient goes downhill. That's something we've learned like a long time ago. Uphill means moving towards top right. Downhill means moving towards bottom right. And that's all there is to it. All right? But what happens if you've been given an equation that looks like this? What happens if you've been given, once again, things that looks like this? Equals to 3. My goodness, I have no idea what's the gradient because x and y are on the same side. Well, no. Okay, sure. So what do we need to do? We simply need to rearrange the equation to make y the subject. Remember, it's much easier to identify the gradient if it's a y something. Well, what do we do here? Yes, you might have guessed it. We can use menu solve again. So menu algebra solve. Okay, so what do we got here? 2x plus 3y equals to 3, comma y, because we're looking for y. It doesn't really matter if you've got two unknowns, because sometimes the answer doesn't require to be a number. In this case here, we're simply rearranging this. Boom! It does the rearrangement for you. Now you just have to realize that. Okay, so this question is negative something something something. But if you look at this closely, if you look at this negative, you can basically rewrite this as two separate parts, because the first part is -2x over 3. Remember, that negative sign expands with the -3 here. So you get a +3 on 3, so plus 1. So the final answer, so this is exactly the answer, same answer as the textbook. The textbook simply have rewritten it in two parts, which is -2 over 3x plus 1. Okay? Okay, so now